Good morning. Welcome, everyone. This event is promoted by Ourofino Saúde Animal. My name is Juliana Max, and I'm really proud to be part of this team formed by approximately 1,100 employees. Together, we're the Ourofino team, and we're going to talk to you live now from our main office in Cravinhos, in the countryside of São Paulo, near the city of Ribeirão Preto. We're really happy to have this Ourofino Day here in our studio. If you don't know yet, Ourofino has this studio inside its industrial complex, and it's here where I am now that we do all our audiovisual programs. It's shown by the Terra Viva channel to qualify rural producers, and also Amigo Pets to focus on social media with content for people who love cats and dogs. I'd like to emphasize that we are following all sanitary measures to prevent COVID-19, including our attendants were tested and are all negative to be here with us today. Our Ourofino Saúde Animal is the largest pharmaceutical company in Brazil, acts in the segments of production animals and pets. We have subsidiaries in Mexico and Colombia, and we're also distribute our products in other 14 countries. During this year, our company is celebrating 35 years of history, and it was founded because of the bold action of two employees, Jardel and Norivaldo, and they were, since the beginning, they challenged the conventional way of thinking to try to compete in this market, which was predominantly dominated by global pharmaceuticals. These are from Minas Gerais, natural from Inconfidência in Minas Gerais, which is near Ourofino, and that's why the explanation for the name of the company. Since the beginning, we wake up and try to put in practice our purpose to evolve this industry and reimagine animal health.
Você pode ser o mais incrível visionário.
You can be the most great visionary, but how to reimagine the future? You need to challenge the present. You can change the way of thinking on your daily routine. When we have a dream and we go for it, we really start to believe and we be part of something that is greater than ourselves. Your dream may be the dream of other thousands of people. That inspires you, that makes you happy, can be the inspiration and the happiness of other people as well. Life is much more stronger when we reimagine of the world a better place every day, when you have the capacity to contribute and it's greater than your capacity to produce. Everyone is thankful. When the relationships are long-lasting and stronger, you can start to understand our purpose. When we look at the principle, the more we believe in the present. Reimagining the future is going beyond everything that makes people feel well. It's connecting life to the feeling of happiness and well-being, health, evolution, growth. It means to understand a new generation that wants things that make sense, that to keep things moving forward, challenging the present. This is required, and this has been essential as ever. We are Ourofino. Ourofino is each one of us. Yes, we are Ourofino. And Ourofino is each one of us. So for you to understand all our actions and our practices, we prepared 2 hours and for our event. We're going to start today our presentations with the CEO of Ourofino, Kleber Gomes, and then we'll learn about our practice in terms of human resources and sustainability with the director, Katia, and Then we're going to discuss the future of Ourofino with the responsible departments. So we're going to start with Angelo Melo, Director of Strategic Development and New Businesses, followed by Ferdinando Almeida, Director of P&D. We're going to follow our presentations with those responsible for the business units, starting by Fabrício Oliveira. He is responsible for the business units for production animals. Then we have Verônica Martins. She's the director of the pet division. And then after, to wrap up, we have Rui Nóbrega, who is our direction of international operations. And to end the event, we will show you our results with Marcelo Silva, who is the financial CEO and relationship with investors. And of course, you can ask any questions at the end of the event. We're going to have a Q&A session. So from now on, you can start by sending your questions on the Zoom Q&A icon. Put the name of your company, of your institution, your name, and ask your question. It will be a pleasure to answer it at the end of our session. So let's start our presentations now with the CEO of Ourofino, Kleber Gomes, who in less than 1 month is going to be here for 2 years in front of Ourofino. Yes, thank you. Good morning. So I'd like to start by thanking everyone in attendance. We know that time is our most valuable resource nowadays, and you are willing to be here today for 2 hours. So first of all, I would like to thank you and bring a lot of quality information for you to take your decisions on your daily routines. I would like also start by saying that I'm really happy with our results for the last couple of years, especially 2021, because we were able to deliver good results, and more than that, we're planting new seeds for the future. And in this regard, talking a little bit about 2020 and 2021, 2020 we had a record for the company in terms of revenue and productivity, and 2021 was even better than that. So we grew 24% in terms of revenue in 2021, and 32% in terms of net profit. So it's good to look at this story. Let's take the movie of the last 2 years to see what happens. We grew 46% and 141% in terms of net profit. This shows our commitment with this accelerated growth and also sustainable growth, and also increasing our profitability more than our revenues. This is very important. This was only possible because of a very engaged team and who lives our culture on our daily routine. Ourofino has a very strong purpose, a very powerful purpose, which is to reimagine animal health. We wake up every day to lead the revolution in this industry, either production animals or pets, and for production animals in the protein sector, we are here to help increase productivity, because this is to feed the world, right? There's no stronger purpose. And for pets, our purpose is much more related to improve even more the relationship between the people and their pets, to have the long-lasting relation, the longer relation as possible. When I assumed Ourofino in 2020, I realized that we need to bring this team even closer to make them even more engaged. And the first step we took was to redefine our corporate culture, but we needed to bring it to some new things. So in 2020, in August, we were able to bring the new Ourofino culture. Was created with the collaboration of all employees in the company, and today it guides us. We work with 3 values that seem in principle very simple, but they're really related to our company, which is play to win, take care of people, and connect to the world. All of this has happened because our team is engaged and is able to live our culture on our daily routines. So I know that there's a lot of employees here listening to us. I would like to take this moment to thank you for your engagement and say that the Ourofino team is the best team in the market. I have no doubt about it. There's another issue that are big growth drivers we're positioned in very strong markets, in markets that have a bright future ahead. So we always said that for production animals, there's a big trend of growth and increasing of the number of people around the world. And these people need to be fed, and Latin America, especially Brazil, is a large supplier of protein and foodstuff for the world. And with the pandemics, we saw this a big increase in terms of exportations of meat to Asia, to China, because there's a moment there were no animals in the fields, and the producers wanted to look for technology to increase productivity. This comes from animal genetics, from nutrition, and from health. And that's where we as Ourofino participate actively. There's no doubt of the power of our growth drivers. In terms of pets, we've always talked about humanization. I mean, people live longer, less people get married, less people have children, and they adopt pets at several moments in their lives. And these pets are now treated as members of the family, and they live longer and they have more diseases, so they require more treatment and more accurate diagnosis. And during the pandemics, this became even clearer, because people stayed at home and their only emotional support were their pets and their dogs, their cats. So these drivers, they're crystal clear. There's no doubt about the power of these drivers. And I would like to talk a little bit about when I was preparing my presentation here for our Ourofino Day, I started to think about the first meeting I had with the team in April 2020. It was a virtual meeting because all the team was working remotely. So you can imagine I received a mandate from our council to accelerate the company in all the departments and areas. And what I see a scenario of uncertainty during the pandemics. We knew that we were unable to achieve the budget that we had for May or June, and we needed to bring the team together to this future that we were designing. And in this first meeting, one of the employees asked me, Kleber, what is the three main goals that we can think about to keep in our minds? And I said three things. We would like to always be the most well-recognized company in Latin America in our industry. I would like to have the best environment to work, and the company that launches the most innovative solutions to our clients. And now, after almost 2 years later, we see the materialization of these three goals. So last year, we were really honored because we received the Animal Health Award winner. It's a market intelligence company from Londrina. It was acquired by another company, and they do the annual projection. They look at the best company in Asia, in Europe, best product, and so on. And we were awarded and we're very honored to be recognized as the best animal health company for Latin America and South America and the world. So that's the first goal coming to fruition, right? In sequence, after that, we also in 2021 and 2022 again, we were part of the GPTW award, Great Place to Work. So we are now in the 8th place in the countryside of São Paulo, and we were certified with the seal and had some important recognitions. We were recognized as the 8th best large company in the countryside of São Paulo. If you don't consider the city of São Paulo, the capital of the state, we're the best company in the state. This is important in terms of the GDP of the country. We know that São Paulo is very important, and we also recognize as the 31st industry in Brazil. So we're in a very interesting path to create that good environment to work. And this year, we're also participating of this award. Katia will bring a few details about that after my presentation. In terms of launches and introduction of new products, we said that we wanted to be the company that launches the most products to our clients, and we launched very important products such as vaccines in our vaccine portfolio. And there's a lot of things coming up ahead. We introduced a new launch of diagnosis kits, which shows our strength and in going into adjacent markets. And we also launched vaccines with a partnership with another laboratory with exclusive distribution, which shows our success, and also brought a very important product to the market, knowing that Brazil and countries with tropical climate have a lot of parasites, and this product is very important. So we are really strong in launching new products. So these three goals that we set out in the beginning, they're ongoing, and we're really happy about it. I would like also to talk about our Ourofino Day 2021. We promised that our strategic planning for 2019, which I was one of the leaders as well, that we would do some inorganic movement. We would go for partnerships and strategic transactions. And this is a landmark and a milestone in our story. We acquired the biotechnology startup Regenera. They have innovative technology with treatment with stem cells, especially for pets. And this technology is patented all around the world. And more than a product, it's a platform for innovative biotechnology that we're incorporating in our P&D. And now it's important to emphasize the innovative character of this company. It's not implemented in the main markets in the world, but the Ministry of Agriculture registered this technology, and our company already has a company registered with MAPA, with the Ministry of Agriculture, and we'll start operating soon. I'm pretty sure that this business has great potential in terms of possibility of growth, but increasing of our mix as well, and participation in our revenues, but also to show our competence to work with innovative technologies and integrate innovative technologies in our business. And also need to mention our international expansion, because we're one of the most important companies in Latin America. You know that we've been already working with local operations and marketing operations in Mexico and Colombia. You know the importance of these countries in Latin America, and Mexico is the second largest market. Colombia is the third largest market. We have been having great success. We're always the company that has grown the most in our country. We have a strong pathway in our ahead of us, and it's going to be clear through his presentation. And in 2021, when our new culture celebrated 1 year, we need to emphasize the effort of our team to put the client in the focus. This is one thing that has been the focus of our company, but now we want to be even more accurate in our relationship with our customers. So in Ourofino Day 2021, we presented several actions that we were undertaking, which is a segmentation project, which is not a simple one. It's very sophisticated. It looks the behavior of the main clusters of customers. We have been really assertive in this aspect to have the best treatment for each type of customer. We're looking at the journey of our customers. In 2021, we created a new department, customer experience department. It's going to bring good results in the next few years. We are looking for digital products as well to become even closer to our customers. So the fact is that here at Ourofino, it's not a cliche. We live our daily routine with the focus, the customer in the focus of all our decisions. So I'm really happy of how we're conducting this business. And about ESG, talking a little bit about ESG, you know about our commitment with all environmental and social and governance aspects. We had a very strong social aspect during the pandemic last year, and now 2021 has been a very special year because we had some recognitions in this field. And the first one I'm going to mention here is the seal Mais Integridade, which means more integrity. There was a lot of work with the Ministry of Agriculture, which has this program to certify companies that are committed to ethics, integrity, and compliance, and so on. So we are the first veterinary pharmaceutical laboratory to earn this award, the seal. It shows our strong commitment with the best practices. In addition, we were also really happy and honored because our financial reports from 2020, we received them in 2021, and we were awarded with the Abrasca Award of the best sustainability report of companies with up to 3 billion reais in revenue. So we were really happy to know that we're communicating our practices really well, and this communication is very important for you who are investors, are market analysts, because you have quality information to conduct your analysis and take decisions. And with that, I would like to emphasize as well that our 2021 report was disclosed together with the financial results, which it's not a practice in the market, but this brings quality information as quickly as possible to all of you. So let's move forward. We keep moving forward in terms of ESG. We have a practice of materiality review every couple of years, and 2021 we did extensive work, which is going to be detailed soon, to have our new prioritization in terms of what we needed to work. There are 6 subjects that are aligned to our work and to our business and to our strategic planning, and also with the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. I'm sure that next few years we'll be able to evolve even more and in the ESG field. So I'm trying to sum up my presentation here, because there are details that are going to be presented in the next presentations, but we're a unique animal health asset. I'm pretty sure that is going to be clear in our next presentations, but we need to continue exploring as a vision for the future our differentiated success. We're really close to our customers, and with that, we're really able to leverage many businesses. We have innovative and strong PD. It's the most appropriate PD to work with the tropical climate, to create customized products, because normally the companies are in places with temperate climates, and the products are developed for these climates. But we have also strategic allegiances that are very important. We're going to increase our portfolio. We still have a lot of space to grow, to cover the market even more. Even we are one of the largest companies and with the largest portfolios in the market, we still have a lot of room to grow in Brazil, to grow in Mexico and Colombia as well, and all countries here in Latin America, and maybe in the future in other markets. We are looking to adjacent markets as well. We understand that we cannot be limited to veterinary medications. We are able to bring other solutions to our customers, especially in the pet market. One of the examples is the diagnosis kits. Is one of examples. It's not a medication itself, but it's related to the trends of the market. Veronica is going to explain this. We have a very strong international growth. You know all those very well. We're going to continue to grow strongly. We're a company with a purpose. We wake up every day to lead the revolution of this industry. We have a guide that guides us on our 3 values every day. And with that, our vision of the future is to be the most important company and the most admired company in Latin America in our industry. I'll come back with you in the Q&A session. I hope you like the event. We're always at your disposal. Thank you, everyone. Ju? Thank you, Kleber, for your participation. All right. Kleber mentioned in his presentation the 3 values of Ourofino. And I would like to ask you and make an invitation to live these values. We have a hot site that is exclusive for you. You have the QR code on your screen, and you can use your cell phone camera to access to all of this content. And the human factors are among the richness that we have here at Ourofino. Our human resource department and sustainability department is responsible for the developing our employees and also for sustainable practice that promote a better world for all of us. This area is run by Katia Lobo. She assumed this position in last year by means of hiring, internal hiring. Katia is already here. Thank you. Have a good, nice presentation. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ju. So everyone knows that the people is the basis for creating high-performance companies, and that's why we're here. Like Julian said, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Katia Lobo. I'm a psychologist. I love people, and I love continuous learning. I'm really happy to be here and to be able to share with you one of our main competitive advantages, our people. In 2020, Kleber Gomes, our CEO, shared during this forum our project for cultural development. In that year, we were able to hear all of our employees and understand their personal values, the values that they saw at Ourofino at that time, and the values of the culture they desired. And this movement was done by means of a survey using a specific methodology that brought us these three values that we can see here on screen. So we had the survey, we had discussion forums, the involvement of our board of directors, and reinforced our purpose of reimagining animal health by means of these three values. In 2020, at the moment of that survey, the results showed that 13% of the values perceived by our companies were considered values that were possibly limiting or negative values. In 2021, we reapplied the survey, and we were happy to know that this figure reduced from 13% to 5%. So it made a real significant difference. And the consultant that follows us in this project said that this result of 5% is one of the best results that we have here in Brazil. Of course, this journey is a journey that we live every day. And one of the moments that makes me happier when we're in the company is when an employee finds me or meets me in the company and says, I'm happy to know that these values are experienced, they're practiced on our daily routine. They're not only figures on a board. And you may ask me, how did you do it? What work did you need to do to achieve these results? And the answer is we changed everything. We changed the way of attracting people, of selecting people, and developing our people in order to keep them more engaged. In 2021, 23% of our employees received some type of financial recognition, either by merit or by promotion. Last year, we almost doubled the number of positions that we filled internally. In 2019, we had 19% of positions filled with internally, and 2021 increased to 37%. And now I would like to say, well, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a Black woman, and last year I had the honor to be promoted from a manager to director, to HR, human resource director. And now being part of the board, and I realized that this is a diversified board. 33% women, 77% men. There's 20% Black people, different generations, and we are here for a single purpose. This diversity, this plurality makes us unique, and we all follow the same path. 33% of us are part of Generation Y. Average time in the company is of 6 years. There are younger people, older people, more experienced, and of this group, 20% are Black. And certainly, this is a big differential to be able to keep evolving with our culture. We really believe that passionate leaders, engaged leaders, keep our people more connected to our culture. And that is why we have a journey that is significant to really train and educate our leaders. This begins with a moment of self-knowledge. 2020, we talked to 100% of we assessed 100% of our directors and managers, and we will do this again in 2021. We created a journey where we have several points to connect and several ways of learning, either by means of coaching, mentoring programs, continuous learning, and training programs. I would like to emphasize as well that we met these leaders by means of ELO, the Ourofino leadership meeting, and we were able to share with all the leaders what are the goals and strategic goals for the company, both corporate and individual goals. And this brings transparency and connection to our strategic planning and our vision of the future. And that is why we are really proud to say that 56% of our leaders here at Ourofino were trained and developed inside the company. As a consequence of everything I've been saying, in 2021, we received a certification, again by GPTW, as one of the best companies to work in Brazil. We had 93% of adherence to our survey, so it was excellent figure, which means that our employees were able to participate. And I'll bring you here firsthand that 2022, we're already recertified. One of the things I would like to emphasize is that one of the last questions of the GPTW survey asks, why do you keep working in this company today? What makes you keep working at Ourofino? And the average of the 150 companies is 15%. So 15% of this population are in these companies because they have the same values. While here at Ourofino, our results was 28%. Certainly, this is another piece of data that shows that we're going in the right way with the evolution of our culture. We also invested strongly in our ESG agenda. In 2021, we reassessed our materiality. We invested 4 months in this project, and we were able to hear 17 audiences of interest, farmers, customers, and investors. And from then, we were able to rationalize our efforts and define our priorities when we talk about sustainability. Here in the slide, you can see the 6 main subjects here. What are the main focus, the main priorities for Ourofino for the future? Animal well-being, climate change, innovation and research, supply chain, well-being and valorization of people, and food safety. I must also say that we had an award that we were awarded by Brasca, the best sustainability report for companies up to 3 billion reais in revenue. This shows our engagement with this subject and how truthful it is. It's also available in our website with the relationship with investors. Both reports are available there, 2020 and 2021. You can access and you'll be glad. Have a glad surprise. I would like to end my presentation by thanking you for your attention, and we're stating that here at Ourofino, we have the best people, the best talent to deliver our strategic plan and our view of the future. Thank you, Ju. Thank you, Katia, for your participation. You see that in Katya's presentation, there was a QR code there in the screen. This QR code brings you to a new environment where you will find our reports, our ESG reports for both 2021, 2020, which was awarded last year, and the one related to 2021, which was just released, was disclosed on February 25th. We talked a lot about the Ourofino culture. Yes, because we're a team that is passionate for the results. There's a lot of people who woke up very early today to be there and to win. We're that simplicity. People like us, you know, we plan each detail and we think in the whole. However, with no complications, we reach bold goals, respecting differences and the environment. We're partners and we are trustworthy. Everything together and in symphony. We're not only entrepreneurs, we're passionate entrepreneurs. We love what we do. We really play to win. We're agile and we don't drop the ball at any moment. You know why? Because we wake up before the rooster and to go there and win. We're focused, engaged, and believed. We challenge now the present and reimagine the future. We're many, but we're unique. Each one with a specific life story to tell. We value each step, each achievement, each smile. Yes, that's how we are. We take care of people. We dream and go after our dreams, but we also realize the dreams of other people. We're connected to the world. Our DNA is to be a partner. We look for innovation and we're digital without leaving the human heat, because we're all together one team. We are Ourofino, and Ourofino is each one of us. Now we're going to start but I would like to reinforce that you please participate in our Ourofino Day. There's the Q&A option here in Zoom. You can click there and ask your questions. Put your name of your company, inform if you're a legal entity or a natural person, and ask your question. And we're talking about animal health, and we're connected to the world to look for opportunities in terms of solutions and services for our customers and for our partners. The Strategic Development Planning Director works in synergy with the P&D department. And this department is led by Angelo Melo. Angelo joined our team in 2019. He is an executive with more than 30 years of experience in the animal health market, and he's been working in several multinational companies. Angelo is here with us. Have a great presentation. Thank you, Juliana. Good morning, everyone. I'm very proud to be here again in the Ourofino Day, and I'd like to thank everyone in attendance. Our investors, our shareholders, our partners, banks and analysts, my colleagues in the sales force and industrial complex who are here in our meeting today. I'm really proud to be here with you today. Like she said, I have a large experience in the animal health market. This experience was acquired in global companies, multinational companies managing business here in Brazil and Latin America, in Canada, and a few projects in Asia as well. And all of this is at your disposal to build Ourofino as the largest animal health company in Latin America. I'm really proud to be here with my colleagues and my coworkers to build this every day. And I'm pretty sure they're going to write a big piece of history of animal health here in our continent, Latin America. It's already been said in the beginning and our opening presentation, the importance about sustainable growth, but with profitability, right? It is very important to allow this growth is to have products. We deliver products and services, and we have a lot of things to do, but at the end of the day, the revenue comes from a product or from a service. So expanding our portfolio, we have a wide coverage today in several markets, in several segments, but there are still a lot of opportunities to expand this portfolio. And this is the big it's the big goal that we have together with Ferdinando's team of P&D. So expanding this portfolio comes from our internal works that we do and with the new business team as well. And this combination will bring these new products in the future. And now, as we have shown in 2021, we are able to include new components in this vector of growth, right? So that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about, what we did in 2021 and what we're going to do and what we're already doing in 2022. In 2021 was a very important year for us. We were able to deliver what we set out to deliver, and we were able to bring many products to the market related to new business, and there are some new products as well related to our internal development. Talking about new business, we brought the diagnosis kit line for pet veterinary clinics. It's an adjacent market, and it's been growing 3 or 4 times faster than the animal health market, and there are several opportunities to be explored. And I'm sure that we're going to be inside this adjacent, we will be in this adjacent market. And how we arrived at this new line, we worked in a partnership with a company in Korea called Azan, and they developed the Conclui line of kits according to the needs of the Brazilian market. So we used our expertise regarding the customers and the market needs, and we found a global partner to be able to provide this for us. And in terms of production animals, we had 2 large products with Detra, which is a global company as well, which is also a great expansion in the world. And it's interesting because they're in big expansion in Brazil and Latin America, but they recognize our expertise and our ability to really serve the Latin American market, and they let go of some of their products so that we had the exclusive distribution here. So this includes reproductive vaccines in Brazil. This includes, it's related to our line of reproduction products, and we have a subsidiary of Ourofino, which replicates the business model here in Brazil. Rui launched the reproductive vaccines and some other vaccines in Colombia as well. And this shows our strength, our capability for distribution of our products. We also had a partnership to promote with farmers and producers the genetic markers of Neogen. Neogen is the largest company, one of the largest companies in the world with animal and vegetable genetics, and they requested our help to build this genetic marker market in Brazil. And we're working together because genetics is a very important subject for our producers. And to be together with them when they take this decision, it's really important for us, and also important for for animal health, because can leverage our line of products. But with no doubt, our great delivery in 2021 was our first acquisition, our first MMA, the acquisition of Regenera. It's a biotech company that works with stem cells. They're going to revolutionize the market. They're pioneers, and they were one of the first regulatory agencies in the world that regulated the use of stem cells in animals, and Regenera was the first company to have this registration of their products for animal health. And Regenera is not one product, it's a platform of innovation that we're going to explore. We're going to explore pets, and going to explore as well dogs, and then cats, and of each species, there's a huge list of diseases and opportunities that we can tackle. And we're going to start strongly in this year. We're going to have the figures presented later about the opportunities we have with osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is a strong market, very dynamic, with several alternatives for veterinaries, but also it's a market that has no ready-made solutions. It combines very aggressive solutions like surgery, which has very complicated post-surgery period, very aggressive for the animal, with other therapies that are more conservative, but that demand a lot of sacrifice by the owners. Go to the veterinary several times, and in large cities this is not simple. This is not always possible, and Regenera unites the best of both worlds. We have a very effective treatment, but not as aggressive, and to last for longer. So it's a unique opportunity that we have in the market, and we are ready to explore. And Regenera is the perfect combination between the capacities, the abilities of Ourofino and the experience of creating this market, of educating the market, the access to more than 5,000 veterinaries, and the resources to do this investment, all this combined with the unique and exclusive technology of Regenera. So today, Ourofino is on a new level, is a new quality level, is in side by side with global companies. So we talk a lot about 2021. So what's in for us in 2022? There's a lot of new things that we have for the market, both new business as well as internal research in Ferdinando's team. But I'd like to show you an initiative that we are bringing for this year, which includes the products of non-antibiotic line of additives. Pay attention to this, the way we arrived at this line of products, because this is an innovative way as well. And when we started developing this line, it started in 2019 during the strategic planning, when we mapped a corridor that we call a technological corridor. It's based on macro trends of the market. And which were these macro trends? We have end users who are looking for food with less antibiotics, residues, and a sustainable environment. And the initiative of the World Health Organization, which is called World Health, which is the convergence between healthy people, healthy animals, and healthy environment. This convergence is called One Health, and it's related to the prudent use of antibiotics. And this shows the opportunity of developing this additive line that delivered consistent results. And we have the trends. We know, we see the One Health trend in one side, And in the core of everything, we have the needs of our customers, and we need to serve these customers as an extended concept. But the customer looks for a product, but the end user as well is in the cities and they will consume these products. So how can we serve these needs? How we can meet these needs and map these opportunities? We work with a team, a multidisciplinary team that involves our own team, our council of customers, and our council of researchers which help us. So working with all of these people, we identify the position for Ourofino and the position for the line of products. And the line of products, we analyzed the phases of life of pigs. There are several diseases in the beginning and the end of their production phases. So for each phase, we developed a specific additive. And this specific additive was the next step. We have the characteristics of this additive. How can I get it? And then we went all over the world to check for it. Because our horizon today is not only Brazil. We want to, like the values that were showed by Kleber and Katia, we want to connect to the world. And we are looking for partners all over the world. And we found 3 great companies that will help us with demands. Lallemand was a Canadian company with large experience in probiotics and non-antibiotic additives. Vega and Vland, they are companies that are from China and they customize products. And this is the lines that we want to bring into our market. So, like I said, as important as the products is the way we arrived in the development of this product. The strategy of putting the customer in the center of our discussion, adding to the experience of our team, the structure that we have available, this allows us to develop several business opportunities. So this format that we presented here today for this line of additives was developed, and we have a team working on the same format for bovines. We have another team working for the same format for pets, especially cats and dogs. All of these teams working in a well-structured way that allows to have a funnel of opportunity that is so rich and so powerful, as you can see here. Today, we have 89 business opportunities in discussion in their initial stages. We have 14 partnerships and M&A already delivered, which are ongoing in our business units. Of these 14 partnerships, 12 were delivered in the last 2 years. So I hope that I could show you how strong and how powerful is our development systems to develop new products and new opportunities and new businesses. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and I'm at your disposal in our Q&A session in the end of our presentations here. Thank you, Ju. The floor is yours. Thank you, Angelo. Like I said before, our strategic development department works side by side with our P&D department. We have an internal team that is very robust, and to lead these professionals, we brought someone who has a PhD and large experience in the market. I know you probably are curious to meet them, so I'd like Ferdinando Almeida to introduce himself. Ferdinando, good morning, welcome, the floor is yours. Good morning, Ju. Thank you so much. My name is Fernando Almeida. I was graduated from agronomics in Universidade Federal de Uberlândia, and also have a master's, doctorate, and postdoctorate in animal nutrition in the United States. And 15 years that I lived in the United States, I had the great privilege of launching several products for multinational companies where I worked. First at Novos International, a company in St. Louis, Missouri. And secondly, working in a large multinational company ADM, which I was a senior researcher and also director of P&D for North America. In 2020, my family and I decided that it was time to come back to Brazil. And while we were coming back, I was pleased to meet our President Kleber Gomes, and he introduced me to the project, this ambitious project that he had together with our other directors to bring this accelerated growth to Brazil, to Ourofino in the market that we work here. So I accepted this challenge, and I'm here now for almost 2 years as director of P&D, leading our company in the launch of new products and solutions that are innovative for our market. I would like to tell you that considering Brazil, our P&D team here is the most robust and the most qualified team to deliver the strategy that we want to deliver when we talk about animal health. We have almost 100 employees with several levels of education and areas of expertise, which put us in a position that is very privileged, so that we're able to really, in fact, quickly and with seriousness, with efficacy and quality, to bring you, who are investors, the best solutions for animal health in the Brazilian market and in the Latin American market, and why not in other adjacent markets as well. So, since I joined and became the leader of our team, in line with the directives that Kleber just mentioned, in terms of accelerating the processes, I realized that we needed a very clear goal and very bold goal. And this goal is to reduce as much as possible the time for developing new products until this product is launched in the market. And with that, we implemented several actions to bring, to speed up our processes, our development processes, as much as possible. And to be able to have this accelerated efficiency, we needed to reimagine the way we worked, do a few adjustments, but that had great impact for our business. And part of these adjustments also reflected the focus and the priorities that we have today. We know that the whole strategic plan that we did in 2019, in which we had defined the pathways for our growth very well, we still were able to find within these pathways some priority technological products that would bring us quickly disruptive solutions to our market. And this also reflects in the configuration of our portfolio that we have today, either in terms of types of products, pharmacological and biological products, and even the species for which we're developing these products, pets, production animals, and so on. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about our vision for the future, especially for the P&D department and our segment as a whole. I would like to bring you a few important points here, because when we talk about our vision for the future, we really need to be aligned to the market trends. These market trends related to the needs of our customers that we need to serve, but also market trends regarding P&D practices. So today we have a very robust network that we understand clearly within the P&D phases and stages, how can we improve the execution of the activities so that we can more and more be competitive and achieve those goals that Kleber just set out to become the most admired company in the animal health sector in Latin America. We talk about these market trends. There are a few important points that I'd like to emphasize with you. The first of them is that we know the that the pet market is the market that grows the most in terms of animal health in this market. So obviously, we're anticipating these trends to be able to include products in our development pipeline to add value to this market. So, for example, if you have a dog, if you have a cat, it's good to know that these animals, they're living longer lives. And with this longevity, some problems that were not as frequent are more frequent now, such as cardiopathies, dermatological issues, and even cancer. So we know that we need to act now to be able to address all of these issues for our customers in the future. On the other hand, when we talk about production animal trends, and this is a very relevant market, approximately 70% of our revenue comes from this market, we are looking at the trends as well. We know, for example, that the use of pharmacological medications by production animals tends to reduce in the few years, and the use of biological products like vaccines tends to grow in the next few years. So if you follow us for some time, you know that we've been working strongly every day to be able to deliver all the investment that was made in our biological platforms. And also, I would like to show you some results resulted to this area. Of course, we work in the well-being. Animal well-being is in our view of the future. You saw what Kleber and Katja said, that well-being, animal well-being is a subject that is included in our ESG policy. So here in the PAD team, we're concerned about the animal well-being from the concept of the product until the moment this product arrives to our customers in the market. For example, we are regulated by the Ministry of Agriculture, and it requires us during some moments in our P&D procedure to test this products in animals, sometimes laboratory animals, and sometimes the really target species of the product. But we're working with strategic partners to be able to find alternatives to the use of animals, especially in the initial development phases. So this means no longer using animal during this phases. So there are some technologies that are already being sought out and developed by our team. Another important aspect of animal well-being is how this medication arrives to our patients. And again, if you have a pet, no one likes to see your pet taking several vaccines over their life. So we as a company that is connected to these tendencies and to the animal health tendencies, we're trying to work with alternatives in terms of using syringes and needles, while, for example, not having oral vaccines, which has no discomfort for the patient. And that's what I would like to say about animal well-being. Another important point that I would like to tell you now is that you heard a lot about in Angelo's presentation, is that we're looking ahead, we're looking at a horizon that goes much beyond Brazil, goes to all continents, where we have innovative technological platforms and strategic partners that we can understand that in some way we contribute to accelerate the development of our product pipeline and also add up to our knowledge in terms of developing products that generate more added value, not only for the company and for the shareholders, of course, but also for the market of animal health, which we work. And last in this slide, I would like to reinforce that we are, during all steps of product development, very well aligned and based on the ESG policy precepts and regarding social impacts and governance and environment that we implement in our board of directors. Now, going to another part of my presentation, I'd like to show you to make it a little bit more tangible, to show you this technological platforms that we're working on. I'd like to say in advance that some terms are more technical, but I'm going to try to the best of my knowledge and best way possible to bring this in a way that everyone can understand. And if you're not familiar with the technical terms, the first platform that I'd like to bring you is recombinant vaccines. We have been following the pandemics and the development of vaccines. We know that there's an important vaccine that uses this kind of platform. It's the AstraZeneca vaccine developed in a partnership with Oxford. It's a recombinant vaccine. So this is a platform that's already used in human vaccines, and we in the veterinary field can have this at our disposal as well. And it consists basically in identifying an organism that causes a disease in animals, which I'm going to call a pathogen. And within this pathogen, we do the genetic sequencing to identify some proteins or some DNA fragments that are important. And that's what causes the disease. After that, we use some vectors in terms of in the form of microorganisms as well, maybe a virus or a bacteria. We include this DNA in these microorganisms, and they will not cause any harm to the animal who's going to receive this vaccine. And then we're able to generate effective protective with high quality and long lasting for these patients, for these animals. I'd like to say as well, another platform here that I'd like to introduce to you is the conjugated vaccine platform. Basically consists of using an antigen, but this antigen, instead of being inserted in another microorganism, it is combined with a vector, which can be a sugar or a protein, for example. And basically, it's a combination of antigen and a sugar or protein vector, which are the most common forms. This goes to a formulation process, and we have products with a high level of efficacy using these conjugated vaccines. We're going to introduce some of these products in a very near future. Another important one important point that I want to emphasize here, you saw that Kleber said and Angelo said that we acquired a biotechnology company last year, and this company brought a platform that is very disruptive for the health market, not only health, not animal health market, but human health as well, which is stem cells. And stem cells, basically, remembering a little bit of our biology classes in school and science classes in school, these are cells that have not differentiated themselves into a specific tissue, but they have the potential to differentiate into a specific tissue. And why is this important? This is important because I'll talk about pets again and the pathologies that have become more frequent in this category. Cardiopatitis, heart problem, heart issues, dermatological issues, and cancer. We can use the stem cells and by means of some chemical and biochemical stimulations, we can tell them, I want you to differentiate into a dermatological tissue, a product to treat dermatitis, for example, or I want these cells to transform into a muscle tissue for the heart to be able to treat some heart issues in these animals, and so on. So that is why we are already integrated. This company that was acquired last year, we're already exploring this platform. We'll have not only the product that is already being used and that Veronica would introduce in her presentation, we have other products to be used at short, medium, and long term. Other two platforms that I would like to talk a little bit about here to you is nanotechnology and molecular anchorage. They're kind of complementary in some aspects that I'm going to explain to you here. First, nanotechnology is a platform that works with pharmaceutical ingredients APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, in their molecular or atomic form. And this brings us a lot of advantage because with nanotechnology, we're able to combine some of these APIs, which in their normal stages wouldn't be able to combine with each other. We're able to connect them or combine them in a way to bring more synergy to our products, either in the form of a very specific delivery to an organ or a specific tissue that we want to treat, or we have the opportunity to reduce the doses of these APIs. And this implies that our environmental impact in the use of these APIs, either the impact on the patient or on the environment in which this patient is inserted, will be reduced when compared to traditional formulations that don't use nanotechnology. Molecular anchorage on it's a very disruptive technology because it really goes it focuses on one of the goals that I just mentioned, which is to speed up our development processes. And it helps us because there are computer models that are employed already using the whole literature that we have regarding a specific API, and shows before going to the bench and doing the tests, it shows how we can combine different active ingredients to launch or to produce a more effective and safer products for our patients. So here I showed you 5 platforms that we're working with. There are others as well, but I think that it's important to emphasize the use of these 5 platforms. Now, talking about a different aspect that is also very important for our governance in terms of P&D, I'd like to talk about open innovation. And I'd like to talk about that because Ourofino, if you follow us for some time, you know that we always work with open innovation with national and international partners. But we understand that with the boldness that we have in our strategic plan and the growth plan that is very well defined, we need to focus even more in issues of open innovation, and in some way we need to create a network of partners that is able to add knowledge, is able to add new ways of doing things in a quicker way, to be able to be at the forefront of our industry in terms of product launches, and not any products that really bring some impact and that is required, which is demanded by our customers. Now, the chart that I'm going to show you, it shows an example, a very clear example of how we're committed with the development of these innovative solutions. You can see that in 3 years' time, we basically doubled the investments in P&D here at Ourofino. We went from 38 million in 2018, and we ended 2021 with approximately 70 million reais of investment in P&D. Again, I would like to emphasize our commitment with delivering our strategic plan. Finally, I'd like to show you some of the results that we achieved. These are very important results for us. You can see here in 2021, we launched 2 vaccines that serve the needs of our market for production of pigs. Mycoplasma is a bacteria that causes pneumonia in pigs. So it's very important for the producers because they have worse growth performance, and this generates losses for the producers. So we have this innovative product in many ways, and we use the most current and most prevalent strain of mycoplasma in the Brazilian market and the Latin American market. Now, when we look at other mycoplasma vaccines that we have in the market, we see that there are strains that are out of date, strains that have been prospected in the 80s, in the 90s. And we have here something that reflects effectively our reality in our market. Not only that, you can see that this vaccine is a vaccine that is a single dose vaccine. And why is this important? Remember that I said about animal well-being and how we are concerned about animal well-being until the moment of application of our products. What we have here for mycoplasma are vaccines that require 2 doses. So you handle that piglet, it becomes stressed at least two times because it takes the shot to have this immunization. And we have this product that is a single dose product. So we're going to reduce in half the stress of that piglet in comparison to other solutions we have in the market. We also have Ourofino vaccine for the bovine, for cattle. It's very important because this disease, rabies, is a virus that is in our environments, in our farms, and then we really need to complement our portfolio with a solution that brings relief for our producers in terms of rabies. So I'd like to thank everyone for your presence, for your time, for being here with us. I hope that everything was really clear, a little bit of our view and the future for the company in terms of launch of products. And if you have any questions or doubts, anything that I did not clarify during my presentation, please let me know during the Q&A session. I'll be glad to help to answer you. Thank you, Ju. Thank you, Ferdinando. I'd like to reinforce this invitation. Please take part in our Q&A session. Please write your questions in the Q&A icon. Please state your name and the name of your company, and let us know if you're a physical, natural person or a legal entity. Please ask your question. Our company is one of the largest portfolios for cattle, poultry, pig, and so on, and leads. And this unit is led by Fabrício Oliveira. Fabrício is part of the index mentioned by Katia, and he assumed this position in 2020 after a long career of success here at Ourofino. Good morning, Fabrício. Thank you for your participation. The floor is yours. Thank you, Ju. Thank you, everyone who is watching us. Thank you for following the history of Ourofino. If you followed Ourofino last year, and if you're here for the first time, please feel welcome. I hope that I'll be able to give you a lot of great information and to be able to share this moment with you, to bring all this information to you. It's a pleasure for me as well. Well, Ju, like Kleber said, many times we bring the results. The results for 2021 were very positive. It was a record for the company. But only talking about the results doesn't show all the work that I've been doing with our company since Kleber joined us and started working as a CEO. I have been able to follow up this work from the mid-2020. So this opportunity was really important. I'd like to bring you a little bit, remembering what we said last year, that in 2020, when I joined this position, right after Kleber started working as CEO, the mission was to speed up all of the processes that we had, the restructuring of our teams. So 2020 was a very important year, a year that we had the opportunity to consolidate our plan, adapt our structure, restructure our teams, and reinforce our teams for the challenges that we had ahead in the next few years and that were considered in our strategic plan. So we did our homework, and 2021 we were able to implement our whole planning, strengthening our processes. was a year dedicated to strengthening our commercial policy, our market segmentation, be close to our team to be able to bring knowledge to the field, to bring the information to the producers. And this allowed us to have achieve really good results in the last couple of years, accumulated growth of 43% in 2021. So if you stop and think about it, and well, you were saying that this was a market that was growing, this was the market trend, and in fact, this really happened. So if you look at the market trends, we can see that in 2021, we had the pandemics as well, but for our market, it's been a positive year. It exceeded the expectations. But having a well-structured team and a well-defined policy and a well-defined business plan allowed us to surf this wave really well and achieve excellent results, like I'm going to show you here during my presentation. This was really cool because in this market that ended the year with 5.8 billion reais, we had a market share of 9.1%. And this, I bring you some important details. We participated only 2.6 B of this market. So you can see how many opportunities we have and how many challenges we have ahead. There are good challenges for Angela and Ferdinando with our strategic plan to bring solutions to be able to grow even more with our strategies and our pathway, our journey in this market, and also consolidating the year of 2021. This was the year that we had a strong team. Our generation of demand also grew. If you know the more recent history of Ourofino, we have our own channel to access the market. We have different type of access from other players in the market. We don't depend on distribution. We access the channel directly. We have a very well-structured team, very well-positioned team here in Brazil that allows us to generate this demand because our team goes to the producers, promotes our line of products to the channel and the producers to bring the best solutions to the producers. And very important, 2021 was that we structured our processes. We strengthened our commercial policy, our customer segmentation, our pricing structure as well, like I mentioned last year. All of this, I can assure you that was all done with a lot of focus on our clients. And even with the pandemic, we were able to be bold and interact with our customers. So when we were able to be there live, we at least were there virtually together with our customer. And this relationship has been really, really positive in 2021. But then you can ask me, well, what is the big differential of Ourofino, of the production animal business unit? And here we have two branches, the commercial branch, we have a technical department, and we have a marketing structure as well to be able to really go to and serve our customer. More than 200 people in our unit currently. Of these, most of them technicians or agronomists. They can bring information that bring this information to the producers from all around the territory of the country. And this is another point of emphasis. We have our portfolio aligned with more than 100 SKUs, more than 100 items that we can put to the shelves of our sales channels. We have several opportunities to bring business opportunities for the channel and for opportunities for the farmers and producers. So this is a big differential. Like Ferdinando said, we're a Brazilian company that thinks about the needs of Brazilian producers. We have our operations in Mexico and Colombia as well, who is going to talk a little bit about it as well. So this opportunity of having these products available for the producers make us really strong in our channels. Another point that's really important, this is, and one of the emphasis, one of the highlights of Ourofino is our access to the market. We have more than 5K direct customers from the whole territory of the country, and this is dispersed all over the country, which reduces our dependency and brings us some benefits like reduced short deadlines, strengthening of our capillarity, from north to south of the country. So this is a big differential that makes us very big player in the animal health market. And also our social networks, which every day are growing and helping us more and more to connect to our producers in a quick and easy way. Now, from the studio here, like Juliana said, we bring a lot of content and knowledge to bring not only to our team, but mainly to our clients, to our customers. So all of the customers are able to access our social media, more than 400,000 people impacted by our social media, receiving this information and content that they're going to implement in their daily routines in their farms. And all of this allowed us to have superior results, a growth of 43%, like I just mentioned, for 2021 and 2020 and 2021. And considering our restructuring and the strengthening of our commercial policy, we were able to grow our average ticket by 29%, and our generation of demand has been grown in average 25% year by year. So Ourofino is consolidated in the point of sale and strengthening in the field together with the producers to have the best results possible. And this allowed us to have to consolidate some leader brands. Within our portfolio, we have important brands that are referenced in the market. I can mention here Colosso is a leader for ticks. Master is one of the main players of vermifuges, and our production line, which is a reference in the market, which is relevant for our teams because of their actuation, but also because it promotes the productivity and improvement of technical indexes in the producers. So it's all of these strengths that leverage us in the market, that consolidate our brands as reference for animal health in the market. And I would also like to say that, like Angelo mentioned, and accelerated during 2021, in addition to the partnerships that we had with Eugenes and Figs and Decra, we had from Christian Hansen, we were awarded with a very important award. We were recognized as the largest sellers of inoculants, of Christian Hansen inoculants in the world. This is a very important award, which really values the partnerships, that is a win-win partnership for us and for our partners, and strengthens our lines in the field. So again, I would like to thank the trust and the support of partner companies who believe and trust our work to bring together with the Ourofino name, their products. About the next steps, about 2022 and what we're going to do this year, what can I bring you as the big opportunities that we're focusing for 2022 here? This is going to be a year that we're going to be even more present together with our customers. We want to strengthen our relationship with our customers, because we understand that if we understand our customers, we can always offer the best solutions and we can create a relationship that is very important for both parties. Like Ferdinando said, and after his masterclass here, it's easy to understand about vaccines, right? Mycoplasma is a vaccine that enters our portfolio, but it's not only just another product in our line. It consolidates our entry in this market of biologicals and to ensure and to become a reference in terms of controlling this disease. It's a very important and SafeSui crowns this reproduction, as mentioned. And just to reinforce to you here, we understand that the market needs to continue to be positive, needs to continue to grow. We obviously we understand that we need more and more investment by producers regarding the increase of the productivity. So we have this reproduction line, which is a very important line, and that's why we are reinforcing this and reinforcing our position in the field, and believe that this line will be the big differential for our company in 2022 and to consolidate us as the leader brand in this segment. And then this is another important point, because Brazil is a huge country. So how can we manage all of these products and people and novelties? How can we map this from north to south of the country to see if we're really acting at the right place? Since 2021, Ourofino has been working with this, and we're going to speed up even more the use of MAP, which is the Ourofino map of potential, and we can see where the main opportunities are and where we can advance in the market. This allows us to have even more assertive access at the other end, seeking the effective results together with our customers and our partners. So now, just to end my presentation here, but something that is a great piece of news that I was really happy to be part of the development. Ourofino is going to launch in the first semester, and I'm going to have the pleasure here to invite you all to participate in this launch. iUse will be a new platform, a new ecosystem that will combine all of digital initiatives with the objective of getting us even closer to our customers, bringing knowledge and information and more dynamics for our relation with our partners and customers. So now I'd like to thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank the whole team for believing in our project, for working together with us. And now Ju is with you. Thank you. Thank you. Continuous learning, that is something that we value so much here at Ourofino. And now, another woman that integrates the board of directors of Ourofino is Verônica Martins. She's responsible for the pet business unit for Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia. And now she's going to share the results of 2021 and the expectations for this year and for the next few years. Good morning, Verônica. The floor is yours. Thank you, Ju. Good morning, everyone. It's a huge pleasure to be here with everyone and be able to share a little bit about the strategy of our company. Like it has already been said several times, the role of pets in families has been changing significantly in the last few years. The pandemics accelerated this process because of the social isolation that we had to go through, brought people together to their pets, but we also seen a growth in acquisition and adoption of cats and dogs. Another point that is very relevant is the change in the profile of traditional families that have been going during the last decades. Some people are not willing to get married or don't want to have children. And I'm going to tell about this, my family, this image These are my two sons. This is my animal daughter. She arrived in my house during the pandemic. Another dynamics that is relevant and needs to be considered is the consolidation of medical specialties related to pets. More and more, we've seen experts in these fields, dermatologists, veterinarians, ophthalmologists, cardiologists, and so on. And this requires from us, the industry, to offer this demand more solutions to tend to this to the needs of these experts. This develops the mark in a very quick way, and we've been seeing that in the last few years, the pet market is very resilient, and all of this corroborates to a great growth in 2021 in this sector. And in this scenario, with all of this contest, how can Ourofino pets be differentiated from the competitors and to get value, to be more valuable? We have a premium positioning, we have strong access because of our robust distribution network. We have more than 20 distributors in Mexico and Colombia, more than 40 in Brazil, cover the entire national territory. In 2021, we sold for more than 30,000 points of sales. We have an exclusive demand generation team formed by veterinaries and physicians. They access more than 6,000 veterinaries and their routines. And these visits to the clinics are made by means of a strong segmentation process to check the behaviors of these veterinaries. And like Kleber said, we always have the customer focus on the customer, and this increased our digital transformation of our data to use this data to take decisions on our daily businesses. And one of the main strongholds is our strong participation in the markets in which we act. Our market share in these participative markets is greater than 20%. We are leaders in most of these subsegments with great brands. Kleber, Angelo, and Ferdinando showed you the news about Regenera, which is our first acquisition, the first company which we acquired. It's a biotechnology company that works with stem cells. And to talk about Regenera's products, which is NeoStem, we have our own customers. So let's hear our customer talk about our product. And that's, I would like to invite you to meet Valentino. It's a golden retriever, 1.5 years of age, very young, but since 9 months, he had joint issues on the rear legs. He felt a lot of pain. He had problems of getting up, laying down, was not able to walk with his owner. Let's see the video. As you can see, Valentino, he swings his rear legs, and this is a very clear signal of joint issues. You can see a brief walk, and it's already sitting down. So it's a very young dog to have such type of issue. But unfortunately, this has been more and more common, and with the increase of the life expectancy of these animals, this will be more of a routine in veterinary clinics. Valentino was treated with our product, NeoStem. It was one single dose, and 30 days later, you can see him. Oops. Okay, let's go back to the second video. Oh, 30 days after the application of the product. You can see he's happy. He has vitality, and that's our purpose, to promote life quality, unique moments for your pet and your family. This is what is most important. In 2021, with this acquisition, we created an exclusive team This team is going to access and talk to experts and veterinaries all over the country. It's a different type of sales, a technical sale, and therefore it requires differentiated work. And one of the differences that is very important in the strategy to disclose these products is how we're going to communicate with the owners. I'm going to talk really closely to the owners, bringing information about the disease, information about possible treatments, and especially about the stem cell technology. And like Angelo and Fernanda said, in case of stem cells, Neostem, we acquire a technology platform, and very soon we'll be able to expand this treatment to several other diseases. So continuing with the expansion process of in the pet lines, we have the Conclui line of diagnosis kits and for 9 different diseases. And this kit is not only a medication, but it's a possibility for the adjacent markets. The products in this line, the veterinary can really quickly and safely, in their own practice, together with the owner and with the patient, do an assertive diagnosis of this dog or this cat. So the owner can know what is the specific treatment they need for their pet. Again, thinking about comfort for the veterinary and the well-being of the pets. And 2021 had some other novelties as well. We launched the new Ourofino Pet website with personalized experience for each audience. We have the owner access area for retailers, veterinaries, areas, and generating a more specific experience. And our website brought a big differential, which is accessibility. Our character Maya was able to translate into Libras, which is the Brazilian Sign Language, all the written content of our website. Also think about user experience, the field where to find. You can find a pet shop that is closer to their house, to their location, that has the product that they need. And this is only possible because prediction algorithm technology, which combines the user needs with the invoices of all clients, customers in Brazil. But again, we are able to live our values in practice, to experience them. In 2021, we also took a great step in terms of taking care of people, because we were able to start the inclusion of a QR code in all of our packaging. So our packaging now has a QR code that brings you to the leaflet, and even the audio leaflet. They can have content about our solutions and understand more clearly about information about our products. We're also including in our packages Braille, which to be able to give more accessibility to people with visual impairments. And we are always reimagining ourselves. We started changing all of our packages, not only for pets, but for production animals as well, for cartridges with 100% recycled paper. So another way of experiencing our values aligned with our with good practices of ESG. My colleague Fabrício already introduced the I Use platform, and I would like to remind you that this Use platform will also be used for pets as well. Again, shows our commitment to evolve with the industry, bringing information and developing our products. And I would like to reiterate our commitment that we want to expand our pet lines. As you know, it has superior margins, always in line with the big trends in the world, and very important, thinking about our customers, our owners and veterinaries, and the best quality of life and well-being of our beloved pets. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you, Veronica, for your participation. And Ourofino Saúde Animal, like I said in the beginning, has subsidiaries in Mexico and Colombia, two important markets for livestock in Latin America. We have local teams that work there, bringing our Ourofino brand inside the farms. Well, like I said, we export to other countries as well. And leading this business unit is Rui Nóbrega. Rui has 27 years of experience in the market in multinational companies. And now he will share the results of his business unit and his directorship and the future as well. Rui, welcome to our Ourofino Day. Thank you, Juliana. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen, investors, everyone that is following us in our meeting, in our Ourofino Day 2022. I would like to talk a little bit about you in the next few minutes, about our international operations. We're present as subsidiaries in Mexico and Colombia, like Juliana just mentioned, and also in 14 other companies with distribution operations. Therefore, considering what Kleber and Katja said about the values and the cultural evolution of our company, in the last couple of years, this has been our main focus. Our people, our employees, we embraced this cause and brought these values to a process of restructuration, renovation, so that we're able now, in all the countries where we have operations, we have excellent teams that are committed to the values of the companies and committed to what we need to deliver year by year. So our people made the difference, and our people aligned with the local leaders that we have, aligned with the high manager of the company, and as well with the innovations that we're bringing. We are taking this to all the countries in which we operate. Focus here in Latin America in 2021 with our marketing teams, technical teams, commercial support, communication. We have our social networks in Spanish. We're in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, podcast with Ourofino Saúde Animal in Spanish. So this increases our content in the YouTube channels. And we introduced last year our podcast to bring knowledge beyond borders with current matters that are important for our producers in Mexico, Colombia, and all other countries, to bring our solutions and our products and talk to our customers. We are engaged, what Fabrício and Veronica just mentioned. In 2022, we want to bring our platform, our use, and our ecosystems to our customers. With all of this, in the last couple of years, 20 and 21, we had some international collaborations. We had a growth of revenue of 79% and gross profit growth of 92% due to all of the work and qualification of all our employees that are there bringing our products and services to everyone, to our customers. And our focus here on Latin America, you may ask why Ourofino is here. It's because of the geographical proximity, of course, make it easier, but the great thing is to look at these figures. Latin America is important because it has 16% of animal protein production all over the world. Brazil is a big player, 8%, but Mexico is the second, 2.1%, and Colombia has been growing year by year of livestock production. It's an important player, starting to export. Central America and Caribbean as a cluster have a significant importance in this production as well. Uruguay is not here in this chart. It's already among the 10th one of the 10 exporters. So these figures are monitors of growth. This is how we follow the global growth of animal protein. And animal protein is still relevant to provide food for the world. Latin America is one of the main suppliers, if not the main supplier, in terms of animal protein. Access to preventive protocols, sanitary protocols, and reproductive protocols is growing to improve productivity by veterinaries and producers and technicians in each of these countries, and also the increase of prices in the markets, which affect the rentability of the producers. Looking to the details of these markets, as where we work as subsidiaries, Mexico is right after Brazil, the large animal health market in Brazil and Latin America. Also the sixth world producers of meat and poultry, 7th producer of pig meat and milk in the world. And this large market of animal health, which ended $180 million of revenues. Ourofino ended 2021 with a total market share of 1.5%. And this total market, if you look at the bovine market, which represents a lot of revenue in Mexico, we have 5% of market share in this market, which is a great growth in that country of Mexico. So how did we do it? Our teams, with access to the market directly or by means of our commercial partners, were able to reach 6.5 points of sales in Mexico. And our technical team, 90% veterinaries, grew in 58% the customer base in Mexico. And when we talk about customer base here, we understand them as farmers, producers, veterinaries, small pharmacies that were not present yet. And with this generation of demand, our portfolio grew in 60% in Mexico. Another important subsidiary in Colombia, which is the third animal health market in Latin America, and Colombia holds the 4th largest livestock in Latin America, as the 17th world producer of meat, is going to grow a few positions in this global ranking of animal protein production. With this market, Colombia report $225 million. Ourofino ends with its operations with achieving 2.9% of total market share in this market. If we consider production animals, especially bovines, we have, it represents 47% in Colombia. We achieved 7% of market share in the bovine market. Access to the market was also essential in Colombia. In a very similar way than here in Brazil, 60% of our sales are direct in resellers and channels, and we also use our commercial partners so that together we're able to reach 4.5 thousand POSs in Colombia. Our field team were responsible for a growth of 41% in the number of customers, farms, veterinaries, and small pharmacies that we reached in 2021. And that allows us to grow 14% the generation of demand for our Ourofino products in all of these regions in Colombia. And the third branch of our international operations is very important. The countries in which we have distribution, we are present in 14 countries, 10 of which are here in Latin America, which is our focus. where we have business account managers supporting countries like Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, and countries in Central America, where our commercial partners and our distributors, we are already present in more than 4.5 thousand POSs in these countries. And with these teams generating demand, we grew 36% in 2021. Now, a little bit of opportunities, which is one of our goals for 2022 and next few years, to increase the development of our commercial allies, the culture and the commitment and values of Ourofino to keep growing. Therefore, as director of the international operations, together with our high management, committed to our team, we think about our expansion in 3 ways. Access to the market, as we have mentioned. This growth of our portfolio is important. 41 SKUs in Mexico, 43 SKUs in Colombia, and 37 SKUs in the other countries. And this increases our participation in these markets. Our second pillar of international growth is new products. We launched new 8 products in 3 of our countries, as Angelo commented, by means of partnerships with clostridic and reproductive vaccines that we launched in the end of 2021 in Colombia, and the launch that happened now in February recently of our asexual mycoplasma, our first simultaneous Brazil-Colombia launch. We're working simultaneously to bring that simultaneously to other companies, bringing our technology to our customers, and a very strong regulatory work, so that in the next few years we have more than 100 new SKUs to strengthen our portfolio to serve our customers. And the third pillar is new markets, either entering new segments that we do not have any operations, for example, pig production biologicals, and new geographical markets as well that are already mapped and are already being considered in our strategic plan. So with this strategic plan, with Ourofino 2.0 plan, we are going strong. 2020 and 2021 were years that were able to consolidate our foundations and growth. We have an extremely qualified team for the challenges that we have in all of these countries. 2022, 23, 24, and 25, our main goal will be expanding our portfolio and diversification of our segments and entering new markets with more access to our producers and end users. And 2025, new markets to expand our market share of Ourofino without losing, or at least maintaining, our view of the future of being recognized as the most admired animal health company in Latin America. With that, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I'm available for questions at the end of the event. Juliana, back to you. Thank you, Rui, for your participation. And now let's see what the results of all of this work to our company. As you see, 2021 was a record year in terms of results for the history of Ourofino. And now, to share the performance and history and our capital structure is Marcelo Silva, who is our financial director, our CFO. Marcelo, thank you for your presence. You have a great presentation. Thank you for everyone who followed us till now. We are going to... O microfone está falhando, não estou ouvindo. I can't hear the microphone. Okay, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you to give you the microphone. It's live, so things happen, right? So I started here saying about a reflection that we ended 2019 cycle of strategic planning with a 5-year perspective to define which are going to be our growth pathways and the pillars to be able to support it. In the beginning of 2020, under the leadership of Kleber, we were able to work real quickly to structure our company to be able to move forward and deliver these results. What we're bringing for you here today is the second step of this journey. But I believe that you agree with me that in 2 years, we had very significant and relevant results for a company that has the ambition to grow in a sustainable way. We advanced with the agenda of people, partnerships, through our partnerships, and our governance process. We grew in the last couple of years consistently. Our revenue achieved 905 million reais in 2021, a growth of 34% compared to 2020. If we look at our base, which was 2019, our growth is 46%. It's important that we had a relevant growth in all of our business lines, which shows that our strategy was correct and that the market drivers for our segment are sustainable. We always believe that production animals, the only way to meet the demand in the world in a sustainable way was by means of technique and production. We need to produce large quantity of food in the least amount of time possible, with the lowest cost and in a sustainable way. We observed in the last couple of years greater development by the producers, and this translates into growth in all of our business lines. All of our products grow in the segments in which they were inserted. We are able to have a relevant participation or position of leadership in several lines like anti-parasite and reproduction, but also advanced in products with high added value, which we can emphasize our generation of demand. It's important to bring the differentials of Ourofino inside the segment of other production animals. What are our strengths? Our strengths are mainly three. A differentiated access, like Fabricio said. Every month we reach more than 4,000 clients. This brings us to have a very dispersed base with a very low credit risk, and we don't have the dependency on any customer. And we have also strong demand generation work. This means that we are there with the producers, with the farmers, teaching them how to use the product, what's the efficacy, learning about the product, and this translates into higher productivity. We also have a large product portfolio that allows us to act in all therapeutic classes, and a portfolio that has been expanding in connection to the trends of productivity and sustainability, like mentioned by Fernando. We never had any doubt that pets, which is the great driver, is the humanization of our pets, was accelerated in the pandemics. And this relation between the owners and the pets, focusing on animal well-being, brings relevant cases, also accelerates the treatment of traditional therapies. The greater longevity of these animals brings new opportunities. You see Ourofino engaged in moving forward in adjacent markets with high potential for growth. We're talking about diagnosis kits, cleaning products and beauty products, but with high level of technology, including nanotechnology, supplements and disruptive therapies. For example, like the product that we're introducing, Melstem, which is a therapy against osteoarthritis, and it's an excellent cost-benefit ratio in terms of invasive surgeries. So we're connected to the trends, and we have the brands, the teams, and the financial conditions to deliver this growth. Even with the strategic plan, we defined that our play field initial play field will be Latin America, not only the operations in Mexico and Colombia, where we have local teams, like we mentioned, but we are also relevant in other markets where we participate in a strategic way. This new growth that will take place in the next few years, supported by the same teams here of Ourofino in Brazil. I'd just like to mention that we trust a lot in our growth drivers and our ability to execute our sales plan in the next few years. In terms of profitability, in 2021, we had an EBITDA of 172 million, a growth of 21% in comparison to 2020, and accumulated growth of 66% compared to 2019. We had some challenges that we had to overcome in 2021 and 2022 as well, and I'm sure you want to know to hear about them. I'm going to bring you the first thing is the inputs, not only Ourofino, but a large part of the animal health industry inputs. We had some reflexes in 2020 of the COVID crisis and a very unfavorable international supply chain situation. We also had in Brazil inflation because of the exchange rates, which were not favorable, which also increased the cost of products and services for companies, but also brought some inflation pressure for the payroll. For example, in our sector, our union had an increase of 11% in November. It's much greater than in comparison to the last year. This pressure affected our margins for the fourth quarter of 2021. And what are the countermeasures that the company have been taking to mitigate these impacts and recompose the margins? We have systematic repricing together with our budget is already been implemented and effected in the end of 2021 and February 2022. We're working to be more and more effective in controlling our expenses. If you look here, you can see that our general expenses were reduced by 5% in compared to the net revenues, and we were able to continue investing in strategic projects and such as P&D. In addition, we kept our production chain without any type of interruption. We took some decisions to increase our stock coverage, considering the second quarter of this year, especially because of situations of China and supply chain all over the world. We grew in terms of net profit at 32%, based 140% compared to 2019, which reflects which I'm going to show later, that is very competitive considering the Brazilian scenario. Another important point to reinforce our agenda for the next few years is our capital structure, which is very favorable. In 2022, we continued with the process of elongation of the debt, which ended 78% is focused on financing innovation process with FINEP lines that are very adequate in terms of deadline and cost, very competitive. Note that even in the unfavorable scenario, our average cost of debt in 2021 was 6.5, and we have an average rate that is very comfortable considering the last few years, shows that we're not affected by market oscillations. We ended the year with a leverage of 1.28 EBITDA and net debt of very comfortable with this favorable costs, allows us to state that in 2022 we're going to accelerate our investments in our internal growth agenda by launching new products and partnerships, but also by means of acquisitions. I would also like to emphasize that it's not a simple stacking of revenues. We're looking for projects that bring synergies that will help the company to create its ecosystem and that generates value for our assets. When I talk about synergy, I'm talking synergy with commercial operations, P&D, process and projects that allows us to access new platforms and new technologies. In 2022, we're going to continue growing in a relevant way, addressing actions to increase profitability and to keep healthy in terms of our turning capital. This will allow us to generate cash in a robust way, combined with low leverage and a very elongated debt, will allow the company to advance in organic and inorganic initiative ways. So I'd like to end by thanking everyone who followed over these years, our investors, our financiers, the managers, and say that we believe that we have this leadership position in markets with large growth, and we have a unique combination of brand access and customer base. This makes us a unique asset. We access more than 5,000 clients in our, and we reach 30,000 pet shops all over the country. We have expertise in P&D that is very relevant, allows us to internalize new technologies, work with open innovation, and a pipeline that is completely aligned with the market trends, like explained by Fernando. Many of you know Ourofino, our main office here in Cravinhos, and you agree with me that we have the best industrial park in Latin America. We're able to produce solutions with different formulations, creams, powders, vaccines, and injectable products, and so on. We have an entrepreneur culture. We think as owners, and this allows us to offer you quality information and transparent information. I believe that this generates a relationship of trust that we want to continue having with you, that you believe in our work in the next few years. Thank you. I'm at your available for our Q&A session. Ju, the floor is yours again. Thank you, Marcelo. Soon we'll come back to answer questions. So we're going to have a quick pause, and then soon we'll be back with our Q&A. You have the opportunity to participate with us, write our questions in the Q&A icon, your name, the name of your company, and just let us know if you are a natural person or a physical entity. Please let us know. We're a company formed by people, each one with their own characteristics, particularities, and tastes. And this plurality is what differentiates us and complements us. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
O que te define? O seu cabelo? A sua pele? Quem você ama? Como você se comunica? O que você já viveu? Ou tudo que ainda tem para aprender? A gente é desigual. E quem disse que desigualdade é ruim? Quando a gente fala da gente, da nossa essência, ela é fundamental. Nossa paixão pelo que a gente faz nos une, nos move a trabalharmos juntos para nos reinventarmos a cada dia, vivendo o presente em todos os seus aspectos e de olho no futuro. A gente se completa nos sorrisos, nos olhares, no companheirismo, na confiança, na transparência, no cuidado um com o outro. Somos desiguais e criamos valor na nossa desigualdade. Desafiamos o pensamento convencional, desapegados do medo de errar. Ser diverso soma, conecta, nos desenvolve. É por sermos muitos que somos uma só. Somos a Ourofino, e a Ourofino é cada um de nós.
Estamos de volta com o Ourofino Day, com o nosso espaço.
We're back with our Ourofino Day, now with our Q&A session. From now on, I would like to thank you for your participation. The question that we're going to start our round here was Camila from PBay. what is the size of the sales teams and how is the distribution of the team to reach the whole network of veterinaries and producers? Fabricio, the floor is yours. Thank you, Ju. Thank you for the question. Like I mentioned, we have more than 200 people working with direct sales. In the field, we have approximately 170 people. Approximately 60% of a team that generates demand, they go to the producers, and approximately 40% is the team that accesses the channels and our partners. So just take the opportunity here to talk a little bit about the pet and WHOIS area, which is approximately 60 people for pet and for foreign trade. They also compose our Ourofino team. Thank you for your question. Thank you, Ju. Thank you, Fabricio. The next question, I'll call Marcelo to answer, is by Vitor. He wants to know if we can talk a little bit more about costs. What's the dollar percentage? And is there any difficulties with the supply chain? Thank you, Marcelo. Yes, thank you for your question. Well, it's important to emphasize that we have exportations that are growing in Latin America, like I said in my presentation, and they're greater than the exportations. But I can show you this information that our exportations are proportionally greater than importations. So evidently in the inner market we sell in reais. This can bring some cost pressures, and then we need the prices, but our consolidation, I would like to make it to keep calm that we don't have any risk of disruption. We've been growing, there's no risk, but what we did is we took decisions, anticipate purchase of a few insums, and we had a greater stock in 2021, looking into the second quarter of 2022. That's why we mitigated effectual effects that might be aggravated now with the war, but we took this decision in October, November last year. Thank you, Marcelo, for your participation. Now I'd like to ask Ferdinando to come to the floor, because it's another question by Camila, by PB Investments, about the R&D department. In your presentation, Ferdinando, you saw a substantial increase in investment in P&D in 2021, approximately 8% of the revenue. The perspective for the last few years is to maintain this level of investment. And she also asks, would you have an estimate of which percentage of this investment is destined to products produced in the biological product plant? Thank you, Ju. Camila, well, like we said in Marcelo's presentation, we're a company that we are concerned about our costs and our expenses. So we'll be growing this next years, and allows us to invest more in our P&D team and our whole company. So as you've seen, we're exploring different technological platforms, and this demands resources and investments. And in terms of percentage of investment, I believe that we're going to work with a goal of approximately 6 to 8%. This may vary a little bit depending on some factors, but we see that if we work in this range of investment, we can deliver what we have defined in our strategic plan. Your second question regarding the percentage of investment that we have today for the biological platform in comparison to the pharmacological platform, we don't bring these absolute figures, but what I can tell you is that due to the market trends, our focus is in the biological platforms. This is the future of the animal health industry. So a large part of these investments will be destined to this platform. Thank you for your question.
Obrigada também, Ferdinando.
Thank you,
Bom, agora eu vou
Ferdinando.
chamar aqui ao palco do
So
Ourofino
I'd like to
Day o
call
Kleber,
here
porque já
Kleber,
temos duas
Ourofino Day, because we have two
perguntinhas aí.
questions for him.
Kleber, por favor, a primeira,
The first
a pessoa
one,
não se identificou, mas
the
diz o
person did
seguinte,
not
que pelos
identify themselves,
estudos
but
internos,
they say that by the
2021 houve
internal
ganho
studies,
ou perda de
21,
market share
it was
tanto no
there a
animais de
gain or
produção
loss of
quanto
market
em
share in terms of
abate.
production
E a
animals.
última, a segunda
And the
perguntinha,
second
do
question
André Prates,
is by
a
André
companhia
Prates.
enxerga a possibilidade
Does the
de
company
novos
see the
M&As
possibility
em
of new M&As in
2022, em qual
2022?
segmento e
In which
geográfico?
segment and which geographic location?
Obrigado, Ju. Bom,
Thank you,
vou responder as
Ju.
perguntas
It's
aqui.
good to answer the questions here.
Sim, né, nós não temos o
Yes,
ano fechado
we
do ponto de vista
we
das
don't have
informações
the
devido
year
ao
is
aumento
not
que vem de Sudão,
closed in
mas
terms
ao longo
of
dos 9 meses
information, but
fechados,
we've
né, que nós
considered the
temos,
9 months
nós
that we
temos
had.
ganho de market
We
share
have a
importante.
gain in
Nós
terms of
crescemos em
market
todas
share,
as
which was
linhas,
important.
bastante, né? E quero falar
We
muito
grew
sobre
in all of our
crescimento de market
lines,
share no
not
Brasil,
only
mas nós
the
estamos
market share
crescendo
in
muito
Brazil,
market share
but we grew
nos países
in terms
México
of
e
market
Colômbia,
share
porque, como vocês
in
viram
Mexico
aí,
and Colombia as
crescemos
well,
acima do
because
mercado.
we are
Então, nós
growing
estamos
much
felizes com esse
more than
avanço,
the
que mostra
market.
que, de fato,
So we're happy
nós
with
estamos
this
tendo um
advance,
resultado
and it
superior,
shows
né?
that
Não é só o
we have the
crescimento
superior
normal, nós
results.
não
It's
estamos
not
aqui só para crescer mercado, nós estamos
only
sempre
to
crescer
grow, but we are
acima
here to grow
do mercado.
above the
E a
market.
segunda pergunta
And the
sobre
second
esse
question
M&A, nós
about the
apresentamos
M&A,
lá desde o planejamento
we have
estratégico,
presented
nós
in
temos
our strategic
um
plan.
pilar
We have
de
one of the
alianças e
pillars that
transações. Nós
includes
estamos
alliances
trabalhando
and
nisso, sem
transactions.
dúvida
We're
nenhuma.
We're
Fizemos a
working
primeira
on that.
aquisição da
We did the
Regenera,
first acquisition
nós
of
estamos
Regenera,
olhando atentamente ao
and we're
mercado
looking
e a gente
attentively to the
espera,
market,
sim, ter outras
and we
contribuições no
expect to
futuro.
have
Agradecer
new
suas
transactions in the
perguntas.
future. Thank you for your questions.
Kleber, obrigada. Eu já vou pedir para
Kleber,
você ficar, inclusive,
please
aqui, porque nós
stay here with me,
encerramos a nossa
because we're
sessão de
going to
perguntas e
end our
respostas.
Q&A now,
Quero
and I would
agradecer a
like to
todos
thank
pela
everyone
participação e
for
deixar
your
dois
participation,
recadinhos.
and
Se
just give
você
you
quiser
two
conhecer a
notes
nossa
here. If you
Ourofino
want
Saúde
to
Animal, você pode fazer uma
visit our
visita
Ourofino
virtual à
Saúde
nossa
Animal, you can
empresa.
do a virtual
Também
visit to our company.
preparamos um local,
We
vamos
prepared
colocar o QR Code na tela,
the QR
para
code will
você
be available
poder
on screen so that
acessar
you're able
e
to
conhecer
access
todas as nossas
and
instalações
visit
e
all of our
toda a nossa
facilities
estrutura,
and
viu?
all of our
Seja
structure.
muito bem-vindo. E também tem
Please feel
outro
welcome.
convite,
And also
que é
another
para
invitation,
você acessar
which
as
is
nossas redes sociais da Ourofino. Na
access
telinha
our
estão
social
aparecendo
media.
todos os
You
nossos
can see all
perfis focados em
the
animais de
profiles
produção
there,
Brasil,
focused
animais de
on
companhia Brasil
production animals in
também, e os
Brazil,
demais
pets in
focados
Brazil, and all
na
others
nossa
focused
atuação na
on
América Latina.
our
A gente está
operations in Latin
presente nas
America. We're
principais
present
redes
in the
sociais,
main
inclusive
social
na
media
queridinha do
platforms,
momento, o TikTok.
including
Então, quero
the
agradecer muito
little
a
darling
sua
of the moment,
participação e eu
TikTok.
pedir para o
So I'd
Kleber
like to
ficar
thank
aqui, porque ele vai
your
dar a
participation,
palavrinha
and
final
now
a todos
I'll
vocês.
ask
Kleber,
Kleber to wrap
obrigada.
up for us
Eu que
our
agradeço, Ju,
meeting.
parabéns pela
Thank you,
condução do
Ju.
evento,
Thank
foi
you for the
primorosa.
production of the event.
Queria,
It was great.
agradecer a todos
I would like to
vocês que estiveram
thank
conosco,
everyone who's been with
todos
us
mais essas
uh,
2 horas. Como eu
over
disse lá no começo, espero que
more
as
than 2
informações
hours.
tenham sido
I
bastante
hope that
úteis.
this information
Espero
has
que
been
tenha ficado
relevant to
claro
all
para
of you.
todos
I hope that
quão único nós
everyone
somos como
is
empresa de
clear
saúde animal,
who we
e
are,
toda a nossa
who we are as
visão
an
no futuro,
animal
né,
health
que nós
company, and
queremos
our
ser, de
vision for the
fato, a
future.
maior
Because we
plataforma de
really
saúde
want to
animal da
be
América
the
Latina.
greatest
Nós
animal health
estamos
platform
trabalhando
in Latin
fortemente para
America, and
isso.
we are
Quero
working
agradecer a
strongly
todos
for
os
that.
colegas diretores,
I'd like
os
to
colegas que
thank
estiveram
all
aqui com
my
a gente,
colleagues,
os
the
que não
directors,
estiveram.
our
Nós
colleagues,
temos outros colegas
those
também
who
que não
are
estiveram aqui
not
hoje.
present here
Agradecer
with
novamente
us.
o
I'd
time,
like to thank them as
agradecer
well.
os
Thank the
órgãos de
team.
gestão que nos
Thank
apoiam
the
incansavelmente
managers
também, nosso conselho de
who help
administração,
us,
nosso conselho fiscal,
our
nosso
administrative
comitê de
council,
auditoria,
fiscal
os
council,
nossos fundadores,
our
né, que estão no
audit
nosso conselho, que estão
council,
com a gente
our
também no dia
founders who
a
are in
dia
our board of
da
directors
companhia.
working on the
E
daily
nos
routine
colocar
of our
sempre à
company,
disposição de
and
vocês
also
para tirar dúvidas,
state that we're here,
e
that
as
you're
portas da companhia
available to
estão
clear
abertas
any
também.
doubts.
Então,
Our
muito
doors are
obrigado,
open to all of
abraço a
you.
todos, a gente se vê em
Thank you,
breve.
everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Você pode ser o mais incrível visionário. Mas para encontrar o porquê de reimaginar o futuro, é preciso desafiar o agora. Provocar a forma que se pensa todos os dias. Quando temos um sonho e buscamos com vontade, garra e ousadia, passamos a confiar e a fazer algo maior do que nós mesmos. O seu sonho pode ser o sonho de outras milhares de pessoas. Aquilo que te inspira, te traz felicidade, pode ser a inspiração e a felicidade de outras pessoas também. A vida surge muito mais forte quando passamos a imaginar um mundo melhor todos os dias. Quando a capacidade de contribuir é maior do que o efeito de produzir, O mundo todo agradece. Quando as relações são mais fortes e duradouras, você começou a entender o nosso propósito. Quanto mais olhamos para o princípio, mais fazemos o agora, mais acreditamos em um novo tempo. Reimaginar o futuro é ir além em tudo aquilo que faz bem para as pessoas. É conectar a vida ao sentimento de felicidade e bem-estar. É saúde, evolução, crescimento. É entender uma nova geração que pede por aquilo que faz sentido. É manter o movimento constante, duradouro. Continuar desafiando o agora é preciso. E isso nunca foi tão essencial. Somos a Ourofino. E a Ourofino é cada um de nós.